Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reality Wind Down, a podcast where we break down all the latest Bravo TV drama and the biggest pop culture moments of the week, one glass of wine at a time. I'm Chase.
I'm Cassidy.
How are you?
I was doing good until we just recorded our 30-second wind down in Chase's backyard. And we've been getting so much rain and it's so hot that I am now covered in mosquito bites and my legs itch so bad. So if y'all see me itching my legs, ignore it.
And there's like a legit, speaking of mosquitoes, there's like a legit bug in my drink, so.
Also,
Sorry about that, I'm putting my finger in my drink, but you know what, I have to because this will keep me going the rest of the time. Oh my god, got it!
I'm going to put Chase on blast. He put an ice cube in his wine glass before we started and it melted super quick. And it made me think of the time that on New York, like they'd gone out to lunch or something, and Sonia was putting ice in her wine, and she was like talking to someone, and she was like, "Oh, you're too young. You wouldn't know this trick, but this is what us older ladies do to be able to nurse our wine at lunch." And I was like, "Interesting."
A little wine spritzer, as one might say.
Oh, a spritzer.
A spritzer makes it last. You don't get as drunk as fast. You know,
I would
stuff
just
like
say
that.
watering down wine is a sin.
It is, but it was like hot, and it's hot here, as you were just saying. So
I'm just saying,
you know,
it didn't stop me.
I will say it was just as hot in New York.
Yes.
Whenever I was there.
Chase is back.
I am back. I had a great trip. Still a little. I'm in recovery still, I would
Yeah.
say, but it was a good time. I was happy to be back. Happy to see some people.
Yes.
I
Tell us about Pride. Tell us some things you did.
Okay, so Thursday, right when we got there, we landed. Friend of the pod, Meg, let us stay at her house for the night. So we just dropped her stuff. We went to dinner. It was really nice, and then we went to the Madonna party.
Oh my god!
At the
Yes,
top of the
you
standard.
have to talk about that. Oh my god!
So, I mean, honestly, garbage, but an experience. You know what I mean? Where it's
Okay.
because you remember how I was telling you earlier? I was like, oh, I loved being back in New York. It was so much fun. We spent the day kind of strolling around our old neighborhood. We got some coffee. We
Right.
went to the store and grabbed some snacks and sat on the roof. It was it's just, oh my god, this is
Being
I
back
missed
in
this
New
so
York,
much.
yeah.
This was great. And then we go to this party and I'm like, oh shit, this is why I fucking hated New York.
And didn't you see maybe the daddy of Bravo?
Oh,
there?
Andy Cohen was there with Anderson Cooper.
Also, super rude. I was like, Chase, did you get to say hi? And he was like, no, they were in a VIP section. I was like, I don't know if you guys remember whenever we were on Watch What Happens Live, Andy complimented Chase's cloud sweater. He was like, hey man, love your cloud sweater. I wanted Chase to be jumping on the outside.
Shut up.
Andy, it's me with a cloud sweater.
Yeah.
But no.
I should have. I should have been like Madonna, where she crawled on the bar to do her performance of 2 songs, and then did this awkward auction of her own Polaroids.
What?
Tits out.
Making money? She was trying to get money?
Well, she was okay. It was for a cause. And that's great. It was donated to an LGBTQI
a charity
group or charity.
Yeah.
So it obviously was great. Any sort of money helping a cause, I'm here for.
Right.
But the way she went about it was as I said, her boobies were out.
Yes, Madonna.
She was up there with Zachary Quinto.
Oh,
that guy. They were doing it together, and she was yelling in the mic someone has $10,000. Give us $10,000.
Not me.
I literally was I'm so broke. I love a cause and I'm here for it, but not here for that 10 grand.
Did somebody say $10? Because I will buy it for that. So she just it was surprise, right? Because it was all over the Daily Mail.
It was supposed to be a surprise, but she announced it the day of.
So you knew she was gonna be there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But like I said, it just reminded me the crowd. It was so packed.
Yeah.
Ridiculously packed. Everyone's on an array of vices or
right.
Their choice of
especially
drug or drink.
After not having Pride last year, this was
I know.
probably
and
the craziest Pride
was
ever.
the Pride opening party as they billed it as.
Yeah.
And just an array of interesting people. Let me just give you an example. So me and Joe were there, and I was already oh my god. It was actually making me excited to hate it so much because I was oh my god, this is it, baby. Highs and highs, lows and lows.
Yeah.
We're all here for it. Take me on this roller coaster ride. Here's a good example. So Joe was talking. He knew a couple people, and they were acquaintances. So I don't think they realized he had moved.
Right.
So one guy came up to him. I was talking to us, being like really sweet. And he was like, oh, so like, Joe, are you still like working here, or where are you working? Like in New York, or like blah, blah. And Joe's like, oh no, I moved with like my boyfriend to Houston. Cassidy. The guy stopped talking, turned around, and walked away.
Because he wasn't like working at this like
or
where
like
the
or
party
just
was?
in New York.
What an oh my god, what a loser.
But I literally, me and Joe turned to each other and just started laughing out like, we're here. This is it.
Oh my god, that's the most insane thing I've ever
It's
heard.
insane, but that was like, that's the crowd that we're talking about here.
Oh my god.
You know, I think that explains
that is, like,
it all.
Encapsulates and
yes.
What's
That
the
party.
word I'm looking
I
for? That
think
party.
encapsulates,
Yeah, that
right?
sounds
Yeah,
kind of right.
If it's not right, you
Probably
know what we're talking about.
But
yeah.
that's crazy.
But was it great? Yes. Just like having that roller coaster of emotions again, the Ramona Coaster, as we'll say. But otherwise, the weekend was great. We got to see like a lot of friends. We got to like, you know, catch up with people. You know, do other Pride things that weren't that dramatic.
Right.
Had some barbecues. You know, it just was nice. It was good.
That's good.
I am excited to start going back again because it was always a plan to like, you know, get back there as much as possible. Something else stood in the way, as we all know.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to go back. And I'm excited for us all to go back.
Yeah,
I think we need to go back. It was a good time. Happy Pride. We're now in July, which is insane.
I cannot believe we're in July.
But fortunately for me, Pride is year-round.
Yes.
As allies like Cassidy, Pride is year-round.
All the time, baby.
And I do want to do one thing before we get into hot takes.
Okay.
As we said, June is over, but that doesn't mean you still can't get a birthday present.
Oh my god.
So,
I didn't
you
know
knew I had a few things waiting.
Yeah, but I didn't know we were doing this like,
I know you didn't,
god.
but we're going to. And that's just is what it is. So you have one here.
Are you telling me that I also get the month of July for my birthday now?
Honestly, why not?
Oh my
sorry
god.
to the listeners on the pod. She's opening paper. It is what it is.
I'm not sorry to listeners on the pod because I love presents. You didn't, and by the way, he already got me like a really good present, so I don't know why he's giving me more. Oh my god! Is this from like confettis and
yeah, it is.
Oh my god, we
from Grace on. I can't think of it right now.
And she's from Houston, I think.
She
right?
is, because she wrote on a card, which was so sweet. She's like, "Thank you for your purchase. Hope the painting gives you a smile. Every time you look at it, bottoms up, Grace. Yay from H-Town."
This is so freaking cute.
And I thought that one was perfect because like we have loved. Some Kathy Hilt.
This is iconic, guys. It says bottoms up. I don't know if you can see it that clear on YouTube. I will definitely be posting these, though, on our Instagram.
Yes, we have to. And I think it's Confettis and Grace. Or Confetti and Grace.
We follow each other. And I've
yeah, we'll have to tag her for sure. But I loved that.
Thank you so much. And like she kind of looks like me in this with her like thick eyebrows. I'm very into this.
And it's so cute.
And it's gonna be so cute because you guys know that I have my own bedroom because I like sleeping separately from my fiance. And it's gonna be so perfect in my bedroom.
Thing of y'all's relationship is that y'all sleep separately. There's one more.
Oh my
This
god.
one may be harder to get into, but I'm gonna let you try it anyway.
Okay, it's in bubble wrap.
I'm gonna put this. I wish there was somewhere to see it. I don't like.
Oh my god, yes, that'll be. Oh, maybe we should leave it here for the pod.
Yeah, we're gonna add. It's like you remember how we were saying our personal clubhouse. We just have to start adding our own things to it.
Kate. One of my friends, she gave me 2 coasters, and one says, "Please don't let it be about Tom," and the other says it's about Tom. And then she gave me a wine glass that says, "Yeah, I'm drinking Luann." So we can start incorporating all of this. And I was already looking at this. This is so iconic.
You have to show it.
It's Dorit. Sorry I'm late. I was in glam, and it's the picture of when she did the full workout photo shoot and Miss Teddy's little event or whatever it was. So good. This is so freaking cute. I love this.
I know you're not a coffee drinker, but I was like, the cup is too good.
I drink so much hot tea though, especially when
there
it's cold.
You go.
So it's like I'm always boiling tea.
And yeah, we have to give a shout out to Hollaback Cards. That's who I got. Yeah,
Hollaback Cards is awesome. Y'all probably already follow them. If not, you definitely should.
Yep, for sure. And y'all came through with Cassie's present.
This has made my day. Oh my god.
I was like, birthdays don't have to end even if the month is over or even the day or the week or the year.
Thank you so much. And the detailing on this, it literally even has her bag that says like cash inside on it that she was carrying that day. Oh my god, thank you so much, Chase.
You're welcome. But I was like, I figured I'd give it to you a little surprise.
That was amazing, and we will definitely be adding it to our own little clubhouse. Chase has like, it's not a shed in his backyard, but it's kind of a shed, but it's super cute, and I keep thinking that we need to convert it into our clubhouse.
It will happen. I have some shelves I bought. I just need to build the shelves. to organize it, you know?
We could get our guys on that, and we could make them do something. No, they would never get it done.
No, we could try, though. I think it's, like, worth the effort.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. This has just made my day. I love.
There we go. So I just figured before we got into the thick of it. Oh, no, not.
Thick of it?
Yeah, not TikTok. It's in my brain.
That's all we do. Sorry, it's the last of the paper. I'm putting it down.
Paper.
I'm like, sorry, guys. We look like we just had, like, a giant party, which, I mean, we are. Every day's party.
I mean, whatever. We're getting more comfortable in this area. We're just like, who cares?
Before you know it, it'll just be our heads floating above some boxes. Like, hey, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see. Come check it out. On that note, thank you so much, and we should jump into our hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's start with a fun one. The Potomac taglines are here, guys. I'm going to pull them up now. We're going to get Chase's thoughts.
Okay.
Should we just kick it off?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Ashley Darby. The only thing messier than two boys is me. Thoughts?
Okay, so I like it because Ashley is messy, but all I can think about is, like, baby poop, and it, like, bothers me a little bit. I like it, though, like, for her.
I think of her changing, like, Michael Darby's diaper, and it, like, makes me...
Not even the babies.
Like, in the way she says two boys, it was, like... That, I don't know. But yeah.
I agree with you. It's just like, that's, yeah, I just don't think I can get past that part.
If you're watching on YouTube, Chase is leaving now. We had to make sure we're recording, or like what we're looking like.
Yo, I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast. I imagine we have, but my anxiety is, always on. So every single time we're recording, I think, like, I haven't started something. And every time I have, but you know what? I'm going to double, triple, quadruple check.
That's like leaving the house and go back and check my door 3,000 times, yes. My straightener 3,000 times. Like, yes, I know. Okay, Candace Dillard Bassett. Bassett, right? Or Basket? Bassett.
Bassett, yeah.
Okay. My blessings are many and my patience is none. Thoughts?
Her blessings, what, are they that many? I mean,
Dorothy. Dorothy paying for that house.
Honestly, that's a blessing in itself.
She's playing off of like her like lack of patience. Like she always kind of says that. She's always like, I don't have this. That one's okay. Giselle. The secret to this pretty face is staying in the shade. Which I feel like is very fitting for her.
I like that. And also, that's a skincare tip.
Yeah. That's valid. And lots of sunscreen. That fits her perfectly with her Every Hue Beauty.
R.I.P. to Every Hue Beauty.
R.I.P. Every Hue. All right. The Grande Dame can never be duplicated, imitated, or intimidated. Obviously, Karen Huger, the Grande Dame.
I love it. And I know people are comparing it to, like, Kyle, because Kyle's always, like, in this town or in Beverly Hills. But, like, there is something about when Karen does it, it's like, I liked it.
It's something about just, like, the way she even, like, her voice with it'll be, like, it's just, like, so Karen.
And I just feel like Karen, as wild and, like, out there and delusional as she is, I feel like she's somewhat in on the joke.
Oh, I think she gets it.
That's what I like about it. Like, it's funny to me. And, like, the whole Grande Dame persona is just, like, her Erica Jane.
But better.
But better. I mean, yeah.
But we enjoy it more. Okay. New girl, Mia Thornton. If you want to pop off with me, I'll be happy to get you adjusted. Which, I feel like we don't know her, so we don't really know.
She must be a chiropractor.
Oh, is she?
We'll think, like, pop off, or say that one more time.
Yeah, that does make sense. If you want to pop off with me, I'll be happy to get you adjusted.
There you go.
Is she a chiropractor?
I have no idea, but that's what I thought.
It does sound like that now that you said it. Well, I guess we'll see. Robin Dixon, I may keep you waiting, but trust me, I am worth it. We know she's always late to everything. Very Robin. Love that.
That makes me laugh because it's just like owning her own. Like everyone talks shit about her being late. She's like, well, now it's my tagline.
I mean, she does literally show up places like 3 hours late. So
I couldn't handle that as like if that was my friend, I would flip out.
Chase, I'm everywhere 30 minutes early.
Yeah, thank you.
You know me.
Yeah,
I
and you know my
like that.
and you know if I'm ever like 5 minutes late, I'm so sorry. I'm on my way. Don't get mad at me. Don't hate me. Exactly. I feel like it's disrespectful of people and their time if you're that late.
Start showing up on time, Robin.
And put that in your tagline next season. I'm finally on time.
Yeah.
Here's the rhyme.
I have arrived and I'm finally on time. Last but not least, Dr. Wendy Osefo. This professor just doesn't grade. Oh my god, I just stuttered.
Wow.
I didn't stutter, but I like my list. I don't know what just happened.
Your voice stopped working.
Yeah, like I forgot how to speak. This professor just doesn't grade on the curve. She sets the curve.
I really think that's clever, and I really like it. But as I was kind of saying to you when we first heard them, wasn't her whole storyline last season to not be a professor?
Oh, that's true.
So
yeah.
it kind of like, I'm like, just got confused by it. 'Cause she like was
'Cause
running
it's a great
from that.
tagline.
It's so good. It's so good if she like was into being a professor.
Yeah. Oh, good point. I'll be curious to see her storyline this season if she's still doing that. I feel like she's gonna be.
I feel like she has to be if that's her tagline.
I saw today she's writing a book on what it's like to like be raised here by like a Nigerian mother. So I think that'll be interesting.
So
too.
I feel like maybe she'll angle like her teaching into more. Like, because, you know, her whole thing was she wants to be on air, an on-air personality,
like a news
speaking about political
yeah.
things. Maybe she'll switch to a class that's, like, talking about more politics-driven, also, like, on-air politics, because how that shapes the media so much.
Like political broadcasting,
yeah,
PR,
I mean, it shapes everything,
like
yeah.
That's good.
So
I
wonder.
guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But good taglines overall. I would say, like, 8 out of 10.
I like them, yeah. Like, I don't hate... Like, some are like meh,
yeah.
But like also meh to me for this group is like a 6 out of 10 or higher.
Agree. And
so
better than
that's
Beverly
rare,
Hills, for sure.
very rare that we like them that much. To be honest,
I'm with you. Our next hot take is a somber one.
It is somber.
Greg Leaks is unfortunately his cancer has returned. He's recovering from surgery, Nene said. She said, I'm sure he'll be home in about a week or so. He had to have surgery. Yeah, his cancer did return. He's super small now. If you've ever been around somebody who's had cancer before, he's different. He's just really different. As y'all know, he had colon cancer before, so we know he's been battling it. But we obviously just wanted to send good thoughts to Greg.
Question. Tell me if I'm wrong. Wasn't, her like post about that just a picture of herself?
Yeah, I thought that
was interesting. I wonder if he didn't want to take a picture. That's the only thing I could think
Maybe.
of, or like didn't want to like, I don't know, but it's kind of reminiscent of what's her name on Salt Lake City, Mary, when she was saying Happy Father's Day to her grandfather husband, and it was just a slideshow of herself.
I saw that and I sent it to Chase immediately. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
It's so good.
It was just a song, and it was literally, if y'all haven't seen it, it's still on her Instagram, I'm sure. It's literally like 72 photos of herself. It's the most iconic thing I've ever seen. No Robert Senior grandfather in sight. It is amazing. But yeah,
But that was reminiscent of that. A darker topic.
Or she could have posted like an old photo of them. Like there's so many photos.
Yeah, like they've been together like 20 something years.
Yeah.
I just thought it was an interesting choice to be a selfie, or not a selfie, but like a glamour, beautiful shot of Nene talking about
that. It does seem kind of odd.
But it's Nene, whatever.
But definitely best wishes to Greg. Hopefully he beats it and he's back to health. Our next hot take, guys, Erica Jane is going to testify against Tom. I feel like we saw this coming. Like,
yeah, 1000%.
There's no way she was going to get out of doing that. It says things aren't looking good for Tom. Obviously, he's been hit with all these lawsuits. She's now ready to testify against him.
I would be surprised if someone out there thought things were looking good for Tom. You know what I mean? Like the information that we have. Yeah.
Or I even say for her. Like, I don't see how things are looking good for either one of them. I just keep going back to if Teresa went to jail for her part in, like, their scheme, which wasn't great either, but it was still fraudulent, but it wasn't taking from millions of people or, like, whatever.
And, like, crash victims.
Like,
and
people
like,
who have been through horrible
trauma.
Tragedies.
Yeah, it's just a lot darker way or place to take money from to support your lavish lifestyle.
I just feel like, because obviously this tragedy has just happened in Florida, which is so awful.
Oh my god, yes.
I feel like someone like Tom, if he still was like right mind and still getting away with the scams, he would have 100% been like going after this.
Probably,
and like trying to...
and it's disgusting.
It's so gross. So I'm glad that he's not out on the street doing that anymore.
And on that note, we'll send our thoughts to Miami and the people involved in that
absolutely tragic
tragedy. It's so terrifying, and I just can't imagine, but we'll send our thoughts to them.
Definitely. But yeah, Erica testifying. We'll see how that goes. And our last hot take, guys, the OG of the OC, Vicky Gunvalson's fiance is running for the governor of California. He announced his campaign. I was born and raised in California and spent my adult life here. It was a time when people still called California the Golden State. I raised my children in California, and now I'm watching my grandchildren grow up her. And basically he's saying he wants to make California again. And when I heard that, I was like, on that note, I am out.
I mean, we have him and Caitlyn Jenner as the Republican running people. So far, obviously, they haven't done like actual picks or anything.
Gavin Newsom is he gonna like run again? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question, but either way, those are the two strong, they think they're
the two we've heard about.
Yes, there you go. And that's a problem. Again, why I say that political commentary in the media is very important, because look who we know is a runner in the Republican primaries, or at least trying to be in the Republican primaries.
I mean, hopefully there's a more qualified person for
let's
California's sake.
I know.
But very chaotic. We had to mention that because I was like cracking up when I read that. And I think I Live for Bravo posted something like, the first rule that Steve would enact is making sure that Vicky was put back on the show forever. Like perpetually
like,
can't
you
be fired.
can't film here if you're not, if Vicky's not on the show.
Vicky's not been put on the show. And also Beverly Hills, she wants to be on both.
The first housewife to literally commute to her job, like back and forth. Like,
and she also wants to roll in Malibu country. Oh my god.
Oh god,
all right,
interesting.
I think we should move on to our game this week.
Not yet.
No.
Just a little update on Britney.
My god, yes, of course.
Just not even a good update, but we've been talking about it, and it's just obviously on the minds of everybody that it's insane that there's so much going on with it. I will say one thing was, you saw that her sister, Jamie Lynn, had a comment about it, and it's like, girl, stop talking.
We should call her Voldemort, like, though, who we should
it's like, girl, like, I think before this, people kind of hoped and thought and fingers crossed that Jamie Lynn was, like, there for her, and, like, in the trenches, and,
why
like,
doesn't Jamie
blah, blah.
take over the conservatorship?
Exactly. Well, she's not this savior character that we thought she was. No. And that makes sense why in the testimony Britney was saying my family. She wasn't saying just my dad. She was saying my family is an issue here. So we get her, I think it was an Instagram Live or something, was talking about it. Nothing good. I mean, she just made herself look like trash as a sister. And it's like, if you cared about your sister, you would have been talking about this a lot sooner. You would have been vocal about it. And you would have been vocal about it and would be standing by her wholeheartedly, no questions asked. Uh-huh. So that's the first shitty thing that we've gotten since we talked last.
Yes.
And second was the initial file that Britney tried to get her dad taken out of her conservatorship was denied by the judge.
Which I just cannot... I don't understand how that's happened. I don't know what background we don't know here.
See, we don't know all the details, but just from the surface and from what we know, it seems not great.
Insane that, because I saw this yesterday when it broke, that it was denied. So, I mean, that's just...
I just don't get it. And then I also saw today, this isn't really anything too crazy, but I'm wondering what's happening with it, is that the trust that was going to step in, it's called like Bessemer Trust or something like that, is stepping down because they thought this conservatorship was voluntary. Now it's looking like it's forced.
Oh.
So
Which it is. Forced, yeah.
So let's be real, I didn't read the whole article. But because I think it was honestly just they posted about it.
That was like
not too long ago.
Yeah.
But it seems like that could be possibly good, because it's like if they're seeing that this is a forced situation, then hopefully they can either help in some way, or someone can help in some way and be like, oh, this is forced, not voluntary.
Yeah.
Let's get her the fuck out of it.
Oh, my God.
So insane. The more I hear about it, the sadder it gets. And also, one uplifting thing about it is I feel like people really are rallying around her, more so than ever. People already were, but now that she came out and spoke, which is what she wanted to do.
Right.
Is working in her favor.
Well, that's what's bothered me. Like, a couple of Bravo accounts have been like, if you're just now posting about, like, Free Britney, like, you're just doing it for clout. Like, sit down. Like, you're just trying to, like, make it look like you're, like, woke in the moment. It's like, no, I think a lot of people, obviously Chase has always, like, been passionate about it and known about it. We've talked about it for a while. We're definitely not jumping on a bandwagon. I just didn't know and didn't know how bad it was. So I don't think it's a bad thing to be rallying around Britney now.
No one knew to the extent. Like, yes, I've been... like seeing rumblings and the rumors and the stuff behind the scenes and like what people are talking about and articles that just seem fishy, but nothing was ever completely confirmed. Yeah. I mean, if you just watch her Instagram and read some articles, of course there's something that was off.
Right.
But how can you confirm that until the person speaks?
Right.
And she spoke. So
like, I don't know why people are shaming people for getting on board with it now.
There are always going to be people that do stuff for clout. That's our internet society. But it's like, isn't it better that the word keeps getting spread?
Exactly.
You know, that's that's all we need.
Stories that are benefiting and helping people be more on the side
this
about
is
it.
so much bigger than just Britney. This is a whole conversation about conservatorships in general.
Yeah.
She just has a voice and a platform, and she's using it, and we have to give her so much respect for that. But this is a bigger issue than just a celebrity and a conservatorship. There's a ton of people that are in this situation.
Exactly. And she's shedding a light on it, like you said.
And we're keep y'all updated on that.
Keep trying to free Britney.
Yes, we will continue. And we'll continue updating you because I'm very hopeful that there are positive things on the horizon.
Fingers crossed, for sure.
Yeah.
But our game this week, on a lighter note, we're going to play a little game of Guess the Housewife Pet. So we're going to tell each other the name of the pet and what type of pet they are, and we're going to guess who it belongs to.
Okay, and this is in honor of, if you do watch our YouTube, you see our little co-host sitting here every day, my baby Bing.
You should come watch just to see baby Bing Bing laying here being a perfect little angel.
He's perfect, and we also have other animals.
We have a lot of animals.
You know, it's growing. The pack is growing by the day, honestly.
And literally, anytime they show an animal in any of the housewives or Vanderpump or Shaw's, we're just like, oh my god, the dog, the cat. That's us the entire time.
So might as well play a game about them.
Let's play a game about it. Do you
I'll go first.
Ask me first?
No, I'll ask you first.
All right,
I'm feeling the dog energy, the
let's
animal
do it.
spirit. Dog's name is Bambi, and it's a Chihuahua.
I feel like I know this.
I have high hopes for you on this one.
But I'm trying to think. Bambi. Oh, no? Oh my god. Was that Tinsley's dog? Okay, I was thinking Ginger with Jill at first.
Oh, yeah.
So
I didn't put Ginger because I assumed you would know Ginger immediately.
I almost shouted, but Bambi, he's the one that passed away.
Yeah, and I think it was like Bambi was like shared between her and her mom.
Yes, of course. Rest in peace, Bambi.
Oh, little Bambi.
Oh, he was precious. Yes, okay. I did know that. I'm glad I thought about it and didn't yell at the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Girly Girl the dog.
Okay.
Like the poodle mixed dog.
Okay, Girly Girl. And this can be like ex-housewives, right?
Yeah, it's like ex-housewife. Well, yeah, Tinsley's.
Oh, Tinsley. Yeah. Okay.
But like that, at least we're seen on the show a few times. Yeah. We're not just like Googling a random animal.
Okay. Girly Girl. Ooh, that's hard. I
just remembered the name so specifically. That's why it was always easy for me to remember.
Is it an OC dog?
I don't know. Are we playing with hens?
I mean, if I don't know it. So you might as well steer me in the right direction. I'll go with, what's her name? I didn't even think of her name. Gretchen.
No, it was Megan King Edmonds.
Oh my God,
Girl?
yes, of course.
Her little like curly haired when she had her first baby.
Yes, of course. Gretchen would have a dog named Girly Girl, but also so does Megan King Edmonds.
I mean, honestly, Gretchen could have had a girly girl. It would not surprise me.
Me either.
All right.
Okay.
Number 2.
Bailey. And it's a Pomeranian.
Oh, Cynthia Bailey?
Yeah!
Yeah, I remember Bailey.
But do you remember how it's spelled? It's spelled so wild.
Is it like Bayle?
It's Bailei, like Bailey.
Like Bailey.
Bailey, yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's weird. Why didn't you just spell it like her last name? I guess
change it
she
up.
goes to the vet and they're like Bailey. Like Bailey.
No, it's Bailey. But it probably is just Bailey.
I remember that briefly when I like re-binged Atlanta last year.
Yeah, and it's actually because she's not shown a lot, but she's shown enough because she's like a brown-haired like Pomeranian. Yeah. And I think they started showing her more like, I don't know, randomly she started popping up a lot. Yeah. Like one season. I think it was maybe when she was single and she was like, oh, it's
hanging
just
out with
me and
Bailey. We're calling her Bailey from here on out. Okay, I know you'll get this one. Hanky and Panky the Swans.
Lisa Vanderpump. Biting people's ankles as they cross that bridge.
Obviously, LVP had so many animals. I was going to do Diamonds and Rose.
Could have done Pinky. You could have done... Oh, Pinky's her name, right?
No, I could have done Pink Dog Pikachu. She had, like, Golden Retriever, like, a random name. Yeah, there's lots of options.
She had a lot of options, but, Hanky and Panky...
They were iconic.
They were attacking.
She did an interview one time where she was like petting it. And I was like, that's iconic. So, all right, next one for me.
Okay, the next one for you is Parker. It's like a Yorkie, like Maltese looking kind of dog.
Parker, I have no idea. So I'm not even going to waste a lot of
This was
time.
your hardest one.
Parker. You said a Yorkie Maltese?
Wait, that's what it looks like. Probably more Yorkie.
Parker. I remember Nene had Player.
Oh, yeah, she did.
I remember. So, like, I was like, and that was like a Yorkie. I have no idea. Let's just guess Teresa.
No, Portia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like given the dog, I believe.
Oh my god, I didn't. I
like
think
a little
I remember
puppy.
having a dog, but I didn't know her name was Parker.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I learned that one too. I remember having a dog, and that's why I looked up her, because I was like, I know she had a dog.
Yeah.
But I never remember the name Parker. So I was like,
not,
I feel like that was your hardest one.
My friend had a cat named Parker, so I would have remembered that if I'd ever heard that. I definitely never heard that. All right. You ready for your next one?
Mm-hmm.
Midnight the Cat.
Midnight the Cat.
Yes.
Ooh, is it? Oh, Caroline. No.
Did you just like become an alien? You literally, I think Chase just glitched y'all.
Is it the witches one?
Yes.
Carlton.
Yes, it was Carlton Jebbia. Fun fact, I watched this whole scene. She took him for acupuncture on the show. Remember? It was like a 10-minute like full story. She got him acupuncture, and like vet tried to be like, oh no, this is normal. Like they can come out a little bit, but like he kept like knocking all the needles out because he was in a lot of pain, and she said she felt that he was broken because he'd fallen from the stairs or something.
She felt that he was broken?
Yeah, because he had fallen from like the top of the stairs like 4 times. It was very chaotic. But I'm impressed that you knew that. I figured with context clues that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just Midnight and Cat. I was like, what housewife is ever
gonna have a cat
and also would have a cat?
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of any other cat on the show I could not think of.
Nailed it.
Okay. Baby.
Oh my god, why am I blacking out? Baby.
Oh my god, I'm shocked.
What's wrong with my brain right now? Baby. Why is my brain not working?
I'm actually completely shocked on
my
this
brain
one.
is literally not working at all. Baby. I should know this. I feel like it's definitely New York. But it could also not be New York. I don't know.
No guesses?
I mean, I feel like I should have a guess. Jill Zarin, but I know it's not right.
No. Carol.
Oh.
Remember she had Baby the dog, Baby the cat, Baby the other cat, and then Baby the other cat?
Now that you say it, duh.
I was like, Cassie, there's like 4 animals you could have chosen from on that one.
I've only watched that season like 1,000 times.
I know, I figured you would definitely.
She literally takes like baby's poop in a coffee cup into a camera shop. It's,
yeah,
like, very chaotic.
And also just like Baby had like multiple parents. It was like also,
like
wasn't one of them like
dog.
also like Megan King Edmonds' like brother? That was like one of Baby's dads.
Probably.
Because he was like an ex-model or something.
One of Baby's daddies.
Yeah.
Probably. Now that I sometimes forget about Carol Radziwill completely.
I do
brain.
too, but I also really liked her as a housewife.
I do too.
Yeah.
But, I just forget
she's
about
random.
Her.
No, she's totally random.
I should have known that. I'd fully take responsibility for that one.
You take full responsibility.
I apologize to Baby, all her babies. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Teddy the dog.
Teddy the dog.
I am so mad at myself for not remembering Baby.
Teddy. I'm going to go with Kyle Richards.
No, Meredith Marks. Remember he shit all over the place
before
Brooks' fashion show? And like he went to the bathroom with like clothes and like I was like searching it and people were commenting like, yeah, that's what happens when even your dog doesn't like you. They poop all over your clothes. Like, how do you like that, Brooks Marks? I was like, ah! But
the only redeeming factor will be if you make dog tracksuits, and I'll be fine with that.
I would probably buy one of those.
I would never buy one for myself, but a dog one for the same price probably. I would do it
for like $220
yes,
for a damn dog tracksuit.
1,000%.
In.
Okay.
All right, fine. Okay, so I think we're all tied up.
Are we?
3-all, I think.
See this one.
We're at 2-all or 3-all. 2-all, I think.
See this one. I feel like I may need to look up someone else's because I feel like this one's too hard because I don't know how much we saw this animal on the show.
Just give it to me.
We can end it. Tigre.
I'm sorry. What? Tigre? What kind of animal is this? What kind of
I
creature?
think it was a dog.
You don't even know what kind of animal it was?
This one was a wild last-minute ad.
Tigray the kangaroo? Like, what the hell are you talking? I'm like, give me T'Challa.
Okay, this is the hint that I'll give you.
Okay.
It's most likely a poodle.
What? Tigray, and we might not have seen it on the show. This is not the rules, y'all.
No, this is not the rules.
I was like, make sure they are featured on the show.
You did, and I was scared for a second, and I got overwhelmed.
I gave you a damn swan, and he gave me Tigra the dog that's never been on the show. I am done right now. What the hell is happening right now? Is this even a housewife's animal?
I think so. Now I'm not so sure. And
I'm gonna need to see a picture.
I don't know why I do this to myself.
Why do you do this? And then you make it like, which by the way, if you guys listened to last week's episode, who was correct about the tagline from Catherine Edwards? I need to take a moment to pat myself on the back.
Still don't believe it.
Oh my god, Hulu and Bravo lied. I mean, what are we gonna do here, Chase?
I'll give you an easy one.
I mean, T'Challa, Monique's bird.
Angel.
Oh, it looks like my topper. Leah McSweeney's dog.
Okay, I'm Googling it right now.
Let me just see Tigray,
I think.
I've literally never heard of this in my life. This is...
It said it was one of Sonia Morgan's animals.
Tigray?
Yeah.
I do not recall.
Oh, look. Okay. Let's see. There is a tweet with hashtag Tigray from Sonia, and she said, "Here's my crew." Oh my god, is it a cat? It's a cat.
Yeah, that cat was never on the damn show. I have never, ever seen Tigray the cat on the show. No, ma'am.
Sorry, I couldn't say Milu.
No, ma'am. No. All right. Are you ready for your last one?
Yes.
I think we can end on a tie here. I think you'll get this one right. Rocky the dog.
Rocky the dog? I don't know if I'm going to get this one, actually.
You'll get it. It's a Rottweiler.
It's a Rottweiler?
It feels like you've never heard of a Rottweiler before.
No, I haven't. We actually had one for a hot second, and then she attacked my cat.
Oh.
Oh.
Then you found her.
My cat was fine, though.
But you found your Rottweiler.
Yeah, I mean, we found it, so we only had it for like a week, but... Rocky! Is it on Beverly Hills?
I don't know, is it?
I don't think there's any Oh, is it? Oof. No. Is it Lisa Rinna?
Yes!
Woo! We tied!
That's, remember, they have Lola now, but Rocky was the original. Oh, no, Lola passed away, sorry, but Rocky is their new Rottweiler.
Yes, but they also have a Frenchie, or they got a Frenchie.
They have, her daughter's got them.
Oh,
of course, didn't take care of them, so she's ended up with
That's
Frenchies.
where for a second, I was thinking of the Frenchies running around, because those are the new ones, but I was like, the guard dogs of, Rottweilers, and I was like, what? Yeah. Okay,
yes.
Cool.
Yes,
Oh my god, we tied. I'm proud of us.
That was a fun one. That was more fun than I thought it'd be. Because at first when I thought of the game, I was like, this is going to be so obvious. It's just going to be Diamonds and Rose the mini horses and Milu the dog but
not Tigray?
Not Tigray. Tigray, that I'm pretty sure never even existed, and Chase just Googled and made up an article. If y'all have seen Tigray on the show, please comment, please send in, and I will take a loss 100%.
Oh, please.
I remember at times she mentioned oh, I've got 2 dogs, I've got a cat running around here, but I do not ever recall a name. And I feel like I've watched New York so many times that I wouldn't remember.
I mean, personally, I don't remember Tigray either. But I was like, Sonia Morgan had so many dogs. I was like, oh, it must be one of her dogs.
I was thinking maybe Potomac or something. I was like, does Robin Dixon have a dog? Or
I mean, Tigray's popular enough to be listed on on Bravo's site of New York City housewives animals.
This is the most chaotic thing I've ever heard in my life. Speaking of New York City, I think we should jump into the new episode of New York from this week, A Night in Harlem with Eboni K. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we kick this episode off. Ebony's getting dressed and ready, and she's like, I hope these Upper East Side women are going to be pushed out of their comfort zone a little bit and come and have a good time in Harlem and enjoy it. And, of course, Luann's getting dressed, and she's like, actually, I used to go to Harlem a lot when me and Jacques used to live on the Upper West Side. It was very close. I was like, okay, Lou, I'm sure you did.
Okay, Lou. She's like, it was fun, it was bustling, we danced, which ties into later when she's like, why aren't we dancing? And I'm like, girl.
That's not the moment. Not the moment. But Ramona picks up her friend, Rashawn, who she mentioned was going to be coming with her.
Mm-hmm.
And Ramona's, of course, just like, I never leave my few block radius. And it flashes back to the scene when Ramona was at the reunion. And Andy was like, why didn't you go to Brooklyn for Alex McCord's housewarming? She's like, because I'm not going to go to Brooklyn. Who goes to Brooklyn?
And Jill's like, it's not like somewhere.
It's not like you're going to like Asia.
Yeah,
like, you're going
it's
to
Brooklyn. You're in a borough, girl.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ramona just proving that she is.
Proving she's Ramona, the worst.
Ramona being Ramona, right? And you know, Ebony's saying there's no better place for them to get into black culture and black excellence than Harlem, USA. What did you think? I thought the party looked amazing. That little cute speakeasy.
Oh, it was cute. Of course, all of them walk up and they're like, I have to go down a flight of stairs?
And these shoes.
Oh my God. I'm like, guys.
Take my shoes off real quick.
When do you not go downstairs? Like, you still have to walk everywhere in New York. It's not like a set of stairs is uncommon.
What did you think of Luann's outfit? It was like a red sparkly...
She was going to a cabaret.
Red sparkly, but the zebra jacket,
I was like,
this is a lot.
She doesn't have any outfits that aren't stage ready at this point.
It's so true.
And of course it was Giovanni.
Everything is floor length and sparkly.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone looks so great, like Sonia and her tiara. Oh my God, what is Luann wearing with red and zebra?
So red, so sparkly, so zebra.
Not the moment.
But the place was cute. And like Ebony, I think she was saying this is like one of the like, you know, oldest speakeasies in Harlem, or an original speakeasy. So she's obviously wanting to show them like, you know, historical stuff, fun stuff in Harlem that was like important to her, that she thinks is important.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool, and they did like a little mixology class. Yeah. That was cute.
Everyone was still on edge, obviously, because this was only 24 hours after the election.
Which is what? Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant the yes.
Yeah, I think that we forget that. Like, literally, this election just happened. We still don't know who's president at this point. We think we might know, but we don't know for sure. So it's, like, crazy time. Like, I was staying awake, like, 48 hours, like, with my eyes glued to the TV. Yeah. Like, I don't know how they were even out.
I guess sometimes you have to just, like, distract yourself because you don't know what's going to happen.
I wish I would have, because we didn't know for like 2 weeks later. And I was like, oh, great. I'm so glad that I've been sitting here for like 72 hours not moving. And we
like
still don't
panicking and not knowing anything.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know, it was cute. I thought it was a good idea to like, you know, make it an activity.
Right.
Like the mixology part of it.
Yeah.
Everyone was a little on edge, and it was the first time seeing Ramona, and everyone, you know, or we saw Ramona was nervous to be in New York City because all of the violence of elections.
Yeah, it looked super violent.
Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, calm down. So they go up to dinner.
Well, before that, really quick, they take a group photo when they're down there after the mixology.
Oh my God, yeah.
And Ramona's like, it's bothering me that it's, you know, half, like the white girls are on this side and the black women are on this side. Can we mix? And Ebony was like, what difference does it make? But she's right. We're having a night of culture and fusion. Let's mix it up. Like, and Leah was like, this is very telling that Ramona's trying to be like the anti-segregation police. Maybe she is learning and maybe she's like getting it. I just
think it's just fresh in her mind and she's trying to be hyper. Like, I don't want anyone to think bad of me. I'm going to go over the top now.
And what did Ebony say in her interview? She said, well, maybe Sonia is right. Maybe she does just do things for Instagram to look like, oh, I know black women.
Go.
And it's the fact that she'd said that was so perfect. And I was like, at first thinking, okay, well, maybe Ramona like is getting it. Look, like, let's all mix up. Let's all get to know each other. And the second Ebony said that, I was like, bam, she's right. Ebony's too smart. Like, she's too smart for me. She's like 5 steps ahead. I'm like, yeah,
she knows
absolutely.
What's up.
Exactly.
So I'm going to take her lead on this one. And also, I was kind of thinking it anyway, because again, Ramona's not going to, she's set in her ways. I'm sorry. Like, she may act like she's changing, and she may be, like, you know, informed and get a little bit educated on things. Mm-hmm. But at Ramona's core, I don't think she's a good person all around. Right. So I just can't imagine her changing that much. I just think she's so
selfish and she doesn't care.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
But they go upstairs, like you said, for dinner.
As we see more of now.
Ebony gives everyone, like, a cute candle from, like, Harlem Candle Company, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
And she's like, each of you have been assigned a Harlem, like, a particular icon from Harlem. And it's like Ebony was Josephine Baker. Leah was James Baldwin. All these really amazing people in history. And Luann just, like, isn't getting it. She's like, you know, it's an honor to be assigned Josephine Baker, but, like, where's the food and music? Let's get things going. Like, it's like, come on, Luann. Like, how are you not getting what Ebony's trying to do here?
This is what I was kind of saying. I was like, I wish we had a timestamp on this party, because I feel like this was probably 20 minutes in, and they were already being rude, and I was like, can't you just kind of, like, understand that Eboni was trying to shine a light on these amazing historical figures because she's so proud of Harlem and showing you these black women. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So can't you just, even if it's maybe not the most fun thing in the world, just give her her moment. Like, this is her moment to, like, show you what she's excited about.
It's her party.
And it's her party.
Exactly.
And I know, like, y'all were gonna, like, have drinks and have fun later. Like, why can't you just sit there and learn? I don't know.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard to just sit down, shut up, and listen. It's very simple.
Exactly. And they were all talking about it like it wasn't interesting stuff.
And it was freaking fascinating.
Yeah, I love history, though, and I know you do, so I don't know if, like, we just...
Eboni, invite us to the party. Like,
I would
we
love
want
to
go
learn.
to that. Like, not these freaking women. But Bershawn actually, you know, she makes a comment along the lines of, like, we're all the same. Like, I'm sick of talking about, like, you know, like, I'm black. We're all equal. And
very
Eboni's
all
like,
lives matter, I think, as Eboni says later.
Eboni did say very all lives matter. And she's like, what they need is a better understanding of our uniqueness and our exceptionalism instead of saying we're all the same all the time, because that's not going to get us anywhere. That's not progress. Mm-hmm. And then Ramona goes into her spiel, which, oh my god, guys, did y'all know that she had vertigo?
Do you want to see an example?
Do
you want to see an example of my vertigo?
Most chaotic thing of all time when she literally stood up. Like, I can't with Ramona whenever she does things like this. She had a date and she wanted to go to her date.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Let's be honest. That's exactly what it was.
Her private plane was sitting on the street ready to leave.
Oh my god, guys. She was headed to the Hamptons for a party at, like, Cindy Crawford's or wherever when she did that time. But Bershawn is, like, kind of opening up, and she shares with Leah that she was diagnosed with, like, terminal cancer 13 years ago, and she beat it.
Stage 4, 3 months to live. Like, that's insane.
Amazing that she is here alive and telling her story, because that is... I can't even...
And her story is that her best friend has a 4-inch penis. No, not her best friend. Is dating someone with a 4-inch penis.
With a 4-inch penis. I was like, what? Can you imagine if you went on and you, like, blasted your friend about having a 4-inch penis?
But it was her friend's boyfriend.
That's true. She's like, he's a great man. She loves him so much. And you know that the guy's gonna know. Like,
yeah, we're all gonna support Rashawn on TV.
and then, like, her first episode is that they're talking about your 4-inch penis. You're like, oh my god. Would you give your friend a heads up, like, hey, so I might have said a few things? Or no?
I think at that point I would just be like, oh, I didn't know I was being filmed.
I would be like, all right, guys, we're gonna have a watch party. Then I would just talk really loud over that part. I'd be like, guys, so did y'all see that moment with? Okay, we can play attention again, like, you know.
But no, she was like, it was great hearing that.
Yeah.
I think who was she talking to at that point? Do you remember?
I think they were at the table. It was right after Ramona left from Vertigo. She was like talking to the table. And Sonia was like, it's a good thing that she left because, you know, Ramona wouldn't like penis talk unless Ramona wants to talk about penis. But the next day after the party, Eboni and Leah have lunch and they're talking about, like, the party, and they're saying, you know, like, white people can be afraid to get it wrong sometime. And, like, Eboni, your life work is, you know, like, you've studied these, like, black figures and you know so much about it that I think it can be intimidating to people. And Eboni was like, yeah, I'm never going to make an apology for it, like, who I am. I'm a lot, but these bitches are too. I love that line.
Yeah, exactly. We're all a lot.
Yeah.
And at least my a lotness that you're saying about me is, I don't know, willing to teach. Because she even said that. She was like, or Leah was kind of saying, like, you're a little intimidating sometimes. And, like, you don't have to be a teacher to these ladies.
Yeah.
And Eboni was like, I kind of, like, want to.
Well, she
and
literally
like,
said, if I don't teach them, like, who's going to?
Yeah, so she's coming from a place of, like, I know I don't have to, but I'm willing to and I want to. And that's, they should be lucky for that because it's not her place, as we said a million times. It's not her place to teach them anything, but she wants to. So when they're at these parties and being kind of like, oh my God, why aren't we just out dancing and partying? It's like, here's your moment to, like, learn about Eboni and her likes and her shit. And it's like, come on, just, like, come on.
Well, I think Leah actually made a good point for once, and she said, I think you just getting to know them and being their friend will teach them enough. Because, unfortunately, these women are women who, we know who they are, we know what they're like. You maybe actually just being you around them and not trying to, like, you know, get them to, like, listen to you because you never know with these people.
Yeah.
That's going to be, like, the best teaching thing to them. But then we had to Victoria and Luann, a little moment.
That was cute. Victoria's been sober for a year and a half.
Yeah, that was impressive.
That was wild.
And they were Victoria likes that she's not drinking anymore. Yeah. Like her mom, she's like, I like who you are now way more.
That was like a really cute moment for Victoria to be like, relating to, because Luann has talked about her dad being an alcoholic many times on the show. And Victoria was like, yeah, that was the same time period that your dad was an alcoholic, was whenever you were battling with alcohol or your demons or whatever. So she's like,
Right.
it's nice to be on the other side of it because I missed the mom that you were. And it was really cute because, like, Victoria was like, this is what I always wanted my mom to say, is just admit, like, I wasn't my best.
Yeah, and Luann
That's really it.
Luann's really, like you said, she talked about her father, and she's like, it's kind of the river that, like, connected, like, my life, like, my dad's alcoholism, and it makes sense now that it flowed down to me, and then I did what I didn't want to happen to Victoria, like you just
It's so easy, and that's what I feel like whenever you do become a parent, which, not a parent, so I love that I'm talking about it, but it's like,
Same.
it's hard to not
break
continue
the cycle.
to break, it's hard not to break, or hard to break the cycle.
Yeah.
And Luann said, she's like, I continued that cycle.
Yeah, and she apologizes to Victoria. She's like, I'm so sorry. I've literally put you through hell. Which she really has. We know the stuff about calling and trying to get money and, like, all this and trying to sell the house.
I mean, beating up a cop or punching a cop or kicking a cop, whatever she did.
Yeah.
Just wild stuff. But it was a cute little moment. I think it was nice that they had that.
Nice to see them, and I still think they look so much alike.
Yeah.
Leah and her daughter are meeting with, like, a high school advisor to help them pick, and Leah's just kind of like, you know, I don't want her to be around a bunch of elitists, but I also want her to get a good education, so, like, I don't know what the right move is for
that
this.
consultant was very hot, because Leah, like, right when she walked in, she's like, you're very hot. And I was like, oh my god, you are.
She's like fake teacher from, like, a porn coming in right now and being like, yes, you want to pick a school?
Do you want to get into admissions?
Also, can you imagine, like, because we just go to public schools down here, it's, like, the most common thing. Like, I don't know anyone that ever went to private school. Can you imagine meeting with a high school advisor to try to pick a high school you're going to go to?
No, and have to, like, interview with your parents to go into a high school.
That's what, like, even Leah said, she was like, does Rob have to come to this? Because he's going to be so weird at, like, things like this.
We hung out with one of our friends who has, like, a toddler who's starting to go into, like, kindergarten. And she's kind of like our only friend that has a kid and in the city. And she was kind of talking about it. Her kid's going to go to public school. She's like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
And the public schools are good there or in her neighborhood. Yeah. Because that's what's so weird about it. Like, you can be in one neighborhood and the public school's amazing. And then you're, like, right down the street and it's, like, shit.
Yeah.
So that's why people will sometimes send their kids to private school. She's like, oh, well, we're zoned to a shit public school. It's a city thing, so whatever. Weird. But she was saying a lot of her, like, parent friends were like, you aren't going to do interviews? You're not going to do, like, the admissions process?
I don't have the energy
That's what she said. She's like, I'm a working mom trying to raise my child, pay my bills. I don't have time
to do this.
To do that.
It's like, also, like, we went to public schools, we're fine. It's
exactly. Like, and she's also like, she's, like, so young. Like, if anything happens, I'll just change another. Like, you know, like, we'll figure it out. But, like, at this moment, she'll be fine.
Exactly.
But it's true. Like, New York public school New York school, like, going to school is insane. I can't even imagine. Because even, like, you have to sometimes even do admissions for public schools. Like, because there's, like, gifted and talented. That's not what they're called, but, like, that sort of schools are specialized into, like,
I'm just thinking about whenever Francois, Alex McCord's children, were going to interview for, like, a pre-K or whatever it was, and Jill Zarin was like, well, they can't be called Francois and Johan. They're going to have to go by Joe and Frankie, or they're going to get bullied at school. And I just remember thinking, oh my god, that's so chaotic. I love it.
Also, they were going to a private school, so I doubt it.
Yeah, exactly. I bet there's, like, 3 other Francois in the class, like, let's be honest. But Ramona, it's the end of the episode. Ramona has Eboni over to hang out, right? And Eboni is just kind of, like, making conversation. This is something that's going on in present time. Like, how are you feeling after the election? Obviously, you had felt uncomfortable and you wanted to leave, but it's looking like it's going to go the way of Biden and Kamala. Like, how do you feel that, like, America's daughters are going to have their first woman vice president? This is, like, something, you know, we can relate on. Like, we have you have a daughter, we're women. This is something that we can really relate on. And Ramona's just, like, stomping around. She's like, okay, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Stomps into her bedroom.
This was such a wild scene to watch.
It was hard to watch. It was like a 7-year-old throwing a straw.
So uncomfortable because of Ramona. Like, Ramona, I mean, I saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
In the sense of, like, Ramona acting this way.
Yes.
But whenever you start to actually see it, you're like, oh, you are a child.
It's literally a 7-year-old. You just said you can't, like, go have a candy bar. And they're stomping around and going in and talking to the dog and just, like, freaking out.
Because there's so many ways. Like, okay, like, Ramona, I mean, we all know, essentially, I mean, did we ever not know, like, Ramona's affiliation politically?
And she confirmed it whenever she mentioned the mail-in ballots. I, like, rolled my eyes.
1,000%.
My eyes did a backflip into my head.
1,000%. But it's just, like, going along with that, it's kind of like, you can still have, like, a civil conversation and just, like, without really getting too much into politics, but you can listen to what someone's saying. You can reflect and, like, just hear it and like, kind of take it in and embrace it, and not even necessarily have to elaborate about your own stuff. Yeah. But like Ramona can't even do that because she can't. This is the thing. She knows if she actually said what she wanted to say, she would lose all respect and everyone would hate her, which isn't that a problem?
The thing, and like the other issue with it is like Eboni is literally like, whatever your political affiliation, that's fine with me. I'm not going to not be friends with you over this. Yeah. She's literally like, I just want to know who you are as a person. Hey, it's really cool that we're going to have a woman. So you're telling me you're anti-women?
Well, there you go. Eboni was like, we can at least find a common ground that like, no matter what party, it's going to be so amazing to make history for the first woman vice president. And Ramona's like, no, I have to walk away. I have to go sit in my bedroom.
She's literally like, I feel like you're preaching at me. Like, you're preaching and you're teaching, and I don't want to be preached at. I don't want to be taught. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my God. We know that Avery is a little Ramona now. Oh, and she is tearing up New York City like a tornado.
It's literally the most bizarre thing. Like, that's true. Ugh. But somehow they end up, like, it's just back and forth. It's very chaotic. But they somehow end up making up.
But I will say, Eboni stayed and was like, I'm not gonna... It's not that she wasn't gonna let Ramona get away with it, because she wasn't trying to, like, get her. But she was like, I'm not doing anything, and I'm not gonna allow you to spin it to where I am doing something. I'm not
gonna let you make me look like I'm hot-headed, and I start off to. She's like, I'll sit here and let you have your little... Yeah. And I think the fact that she didn't give Ramona a reaction probably made Ramona feel 10 times... dumber.
Well, of course, she's like, I'm not leaving. Well, she wasn't asked to leave, but like, she's also like, I'm not.
She did actually. Ramona stood up and was like, all right, thank you for coming. True. Like, thank you for coming. Like, trying to cheer.
Ramona was essentially like, I'm leaving. Like, her own apartment.
That's what Eboni was like. Am I gonna lock up? Like, what are we doing here?
But she does a classic Ramona. To diffuse the situation, she turns on her cute little charm and sits on Ebony's lap and is like, I just don't want to do this. I just love you. You're so amazing. And I'm just like, oh, it just, like, makes my blood boil.
And I feel like Eboni sees through it, but she'd rather just, like...
She does.
I think she still is in the mindset of, like, look, maybe I can... Unfortunately, I know we keep saying it's not our job to teach, but she's like, I want to teach. Maybe I could teach her a thing or two if I just...
And I think in that Ramona is a true person. It's, like, she's so narcissistic and self-centered that, like, you telling her anything, she's going to do the opposite. So being her friend is the only way she's going to learn.
You're gaslighting me. No, you're gaslighting me. It was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. It's crazy. But it's crazy.
They did make up somehow.
They did. That's what I mean.
She turned on the charm. She sat on her lap. They hugged.
Because I think, like you said, Eboni knows that, like, fighting with Ramona is going to get anyone anywhere.
It's like fighting with a brick wall.
Yeah,
What's the point? It's completely pointless. But yeah, that was New York this week. It ended on that very chaotic scene. That was a lot the last 5 minutes.
I'm excited. We go to Salem next week.
I am very excited for Salem. And it's like Halloween time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I guess it's past Halloween. It's like kind of Thanksgiving-y because they had Halloween
but
disco party.
Either way, Salem's always haunted.
The like fall vibes and
yes.
It's going to be super fun. I'm excited for that. All right, I think it's time to go to the Hills of Beverly, yeah?
Ooh, yeah.
I was making sure my notes were right. I was like, because I started off, we start things off the day after Crystal's dumpling party, but all I read was dumpling party, and I was like, wait, I feel like these are my last
Wait, are we still the dumpling party? Which,
what's happening?
I wish we were, because yum.
I just wish I had dumplings right now, to be
honest.
honest.
I actually had them last night, and...
Oh, okay.
Like, honestly, in honor of the show, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to watch Beverly Hills, I'm going to have some dumplings. I'm so excited. And I was so excited, and it was delicious, and
I
regret nothing.
So thanks for that. But we do kick things off. Everyone's doing like some charity things, like Rinna, Crystal, and Kyle.
What a random charity like collage, or what are they called?
Yeah, like a collage. It'd be like a collage. Yeah, Crystal and Kyle were doing something together.
Montage is the word I was thinking of. Montage. But what a random charity montage. I mean, great, but it was just so random. I think it's
because it's like Christmas time.
Oh,
because they were like their Christmas stuff. But then of course they're all doing charity, and then it just shows Sutton picking up Erica and her Bentley. And I was just like, that was a weird cut too.
This is in parentheses, guys. I don't actually believe this, but I was like, Sutton's drive over to poor Erica's house. Like, the poor house that Erica thinks she's like slumming it in now.
If I have to hear about Erica being so poor because she drives a Range Rover and lives in a 2,400 square foot house, I'm gonna literally...
In Los Angeles, by the way. I mean, that house is nice no matter where that size, but like... In LA, that's $1 million+ house.
It's literally, like I said, I like it better than our house.
I really do. Yeah, she's like, this is my first time ever having a Range... This is later, but she's like, first time ever having a Range Rover. And she does kind of say it in a sense like, ugh, I'm settling now.
It literally, it's not the Maserati
At least that's all I
anymore.
hear now.
No.
I don't know if she actually says it like that, but
No, that's what everyone agrees. Everyone
okay.
online is saying that.
Okay.
Like, oh, poor Erica and her Range Rover instead of her Maserati was stolen money. That's what it is. Bloop.
But yeah, I mean, that Bentley is pretty nice, though, I'll say.
Is it? You know, I thought it was a Rolls Royce the whole time.
That's true.
I made sure to write Bentley. I was looking at the back of the seat. I was like, I think that's a B. Might
Bentley,
be an R, but I'm going
Bentley.
Bentley.
Bentley and some wings.
But as they were driving in the Bentley, a Hollywood tour bus pulls up and someone screams at Erica, "Don't divorce your husband." I bet that person feels like a real a-hole now after everything that has come out.
But that small day did look very nice. I can't believe, like, casually she just, like, rinsed it out. Oh, yeah, I didn't want to wear my mask, so I rinsed it out. Sutton did.
Like, literally, I just wanted the care package from Sutton. It was, like, candy, champagne, pop chips, like a little aromatherapy sprays.
Divorce necessities.
Basically, Sutton was like, I've been there, been through a divorce now. I know you need your friends, and you need some necessities. Erica's just kind of talking about how hard the divorce is going to be, and they're like, this is going to be a really difficult situation for me because he's such a powerful man, which is like the theme. That's all she's basically saying.
Yeah.
But like you said, they're at cryotherapy, and I swear to God, whenever they showed the scene of Erica standing in there and it said negative 111 degrees or whatever, and it just like scans over her, I was like, this is like my nightmare. This is my new sleep paralysis demon, honestly.
But that's why
terrifying.
Erica's not fazed by it because she's a cold soul.
And she loves to like brag about that. Like, I'm such a
like that's like
person.
People have this idea that being like soulless or like emotionless
like
is like a good thing. Like,
it's like romanticizing being like an ice princess and being like a dickhead.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like,
no.
If anything, I like to romanticize like emotions because I'm like,
like,
people can be in touch with their emotions in a responsible way. Yes, there's extremes of every which way,
like being
but
a nice person too, and just being like feeling things.
Yeah, I don't understand her whole. Well, but that's her whole thing. She's cold and hard, and
ever since
she's
PK
worked her way up.
You're not. Ever since PK said like you're inherently cold, she's really taken it and run with it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised she hasn't made that like her newest tagline. But
I think she did one time.
Yeah,
Wasn't it like as cold as diamonds or like something like? Wasn't there like a diamonds thing? She was like
ice. Yeah. It was
something about ice.
It was. Yeah.
Well, we would both lose that tagline.
Yeah, if you said it, I would know it, and I think you would too. But then Crystal's doing kickboxing in her yard. Cute little moment. Her daughter came out. She's like, "It's a mini little Crystal."
So I'm gonna say something now. I'm not gonna say exactly why, but I will finish my thought later. But I will say, Crystal did say something where she was like, I have to work out because if I don't work out, I'm very uncomfortable with my own skin.
Right.
And I don't want to pass it on to my children, but I want to like influence them to have a healthy lifestyle. But if I don't work out, I don't feel like myself.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that because she does say that, but I'll give my reason to why I thought that was so important.
Chase leaving us hanging for the moment.
I mean, you have to go to the end to find out.
So fast forward right now. No, I'm kidding. Don't fast forward. We got a lot more to
They're
talk
actually
about.
like, no, I don't want to hear this. And they just cancel.
Yeah, they're like, all right, Chase, we're done with you. Bye. We've had enough. But they're still at the cryotherapy. It cuts back, and Sutton asks Erica. Well, I think they go into the sauna now. And Sutton asks Erica, like, I have to ask, are you mad that Tom didn't come see you in Chicago? And Erica was like, you know, like your wife that you supported and funded. She definitely said the word funded, which I thought was...
Highlight, asterisk that,
yes.
Pull that, extract it, use that for evidence.
Becomes a lead on Broadway, and you don't come to the show, and then I have to go out there and defend you. Like, you tell me if I felt loved. And it did flash back to the reunion last year, whenever Andy asked, did Tom come see you? And she's like, no, he was going to come to the last show. Which you can tell in hindsight that it was awkward that, like, he hadn't been.
I thought it did. I was like, if my man didn't come to my damn opening night, we would be done that night.
That would not work for me.
But also, it's just like, okay, so I feel like the producers are literally telling the girls to ask these things because they are also all headlines, so they could have seen them. I'm not saying they couldn't have. Yeah. But this is all online conversations are like, Erica, how could you be with a man that didn't come to your show? Hey, Sutton, you should ask her about Chicago.
I think there probably is
other stuff because like I don't know if it probably is later, but Garcelle literally goes through the headlines like, what about this?
Yeah.
What about this?
But that was a good one.
No, that's great. No, I love it so much. I think Garcelle was authentic about it, to be honest, because Garcelle is just shown that she gives no fucks.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's parts that are like teeing it up for Erica to like have her moment,
have her cold
and be
little
sad and just like, oh, what was me, poor Ericy.
No, I I don't think you're wrong. Although I think I would have asked the Chicago question, but some of the other questions I do agree with. I'm like, they seem kind of like
just
like
teed
the
up a
headline.
little bit.
But let's be honest, they all read like the press and they probably are like, oh, let's find out.
And that's why it may not be
no,
that.
But we know it's.
But it just seems like.
We know there's a little bit of an outline script to an extent, right? To keep like the story moving on that, I'm sure.
I will say, on Watch What Happens Live last night, Garcelle was on there, and at this point, they had no idea of any darkness with Tom, as we don't.
Right.
So, because a lot of fans are like, how can y'all not be holding her accountable?
Right.
And Garcelle was like, well, in this exact moment.
Which we knew, like, for
but
the most
people
part,
are like kind of being like shitty about that, which I'm not mad at them yet for not holding her accountable.
I just think it's kind of like some of the people who will like comment on our accounts and like say weird shit sometimes. Like, whenever we post a joke and we're like, oh, this is Ramona last night at this, and it's like a video of Tamara because we're obviously joking. Reference. That's the same people who would be like, "How did you want to make it?" It's like, well, hold on, let's think for a minute. Let's
take a step back.
Let's use some clues here. They probably didn't know at this moment, and it will play out. Like we get into
so that's why I think Andy had to say that, because she was like, "No, we don't know." Now
Garcelle's probably getting like hate on it on her like Instagram too.
They probably all are, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But did you know Garcelle was doing the reel? I did not know that. You knew that?
She's talked about it on the show.
No, not until like last night. Had she said that before?
No, she said it. Yeah, she said it before.
Oh my god, I guess I listened to things half-assedly, but I had no idea until she was like.
I think the first episode, she was like, "I'm on the reel now," and they showed her like do a little interview. And then they've mentioned it before, but I don't think it's as much as she said right now.
She was a guest on the reel that time. I didn't know that she was like a full-time host now.
Yeah.
Because I used to always, every time I would get my nails done, I would always watch the reel because that's when it's like such a weird time of day, right? Because it's on at like, you don't really watch TV at 10 a.m.
Definitely see why you think that now, because I'm thinking back to the scenes where they showed her on the reel, and it was as if she was being interviewed.
Yeah.
Because she was in her house.
Right.
But today she made it, or last episode she made it clear,
because she said like this has always been a dream job of mine. So I guess because she's dived into it more now, that's why.
What an iconic job! Like I would love. I mean, here we are talking.
Basically what we're doing
exactly,
right now.
Just with less listeners, but it's okay.
It's okay, Fox.
I mean, we do it anyway.
Fox. Give us a platform.
Give us a shout out. But no, it's so cool.
I'll write the scripts. Like Chase will edit. We'll be good.
I'll try to edit it as best as I can.
I'll run our own socials. Like we're good, right?
We have a dog.
Yes. Oh, we can put Bing to work.
Yeah, he'll do something.
Yeah, right. He'll be our cameraman. Can you see Bing with a little camera, like in a sound box?
That'd be great.
Oh, our king.
But no, but I think that's like Garcelle's right about that. She's like, dream job, amazing. But it sucks because I always imagine I would have my parking spot and be like on set. And I'm like, you'll get there, girl. You're almost there.
I bet she's probably. That makes me like want to watch the reel though. After last night, like her being
I do too, actually.
I'm more inclined to definitely turn it on now randomly in the day.
Yeah, producer Joe. He's always watched Wendy. I think sometimes the reel, but he's a very big view person. Joe's a big view person.
But I don't think that's a competing time slot, so I think
I don't think so. And it's the same but different.
Yeah.
And both are good in their own ways. I don't really love, like, I want to be on it, but I never like sit through it. I don't know why. Like, I don't watch like talk shows that much.
I always like the part at the beginning when they're just like talking, but I don't like when it gets into like the segments and stuff as much. So that's what always like turned me off it. So I like the beginning where like talking like hot takes, like kind of what we do at the top of our show, like breaking news, and then when it gets into like where's like this bag, this person's, I'm like, okay, all right, like this is where I'm like not as interested.
I think they've gotten away from that a little bit because like it didn't make sense in a pandemic to be hawking products.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're like on it as much. This is me catching in on
I'm
this
like, they're probably back in on it now.
I was like, now they are. I've not watched any morning TV in a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But Garcelle, amazing. That's like a perfect show for her.
I got into a point at one part during the pandemic when I was watching The Price is Right every day. And I got really good at it, wasn't I? Oh my God. I would be like, I bet that's between this and this price. And then I would always be under and I would have won The Price is Right. And I was, stop it. Yes, I'm an 82-year-old woman.
I'm just listening. I'm taking it in.
You know what? Whenever I go on The Price is Right and I win a new car and a trip to Alaska, you've just won a brand new car.
And now you have to pay taxes on it. That's
awesome. What? Taxes?
Royalties, taxes?
I thought you said I could take it back to Texas. I'm like, just sell it on the lot and give me the money.
I thought you said Texas.
My mom used to like joke when I was growing up. I'd get so mad whenever I'd like gotten my first job at a frozen yogurt shop that Chase didn't get, and it was really triggering for him.
Rude.
But they would take my taxes out, and I would be so mad. And she was always like, "Cassidy, you're gonna get arrested when you get older for not paying taxes." And my defense would have been, "I thought you meant that I had to just go to Texas." Sorry, tangent, guys. Sorry.
The IRS, are you listening? Don't.
I'm gonna get a call tomorrow. You know, like the scam calls. Like, this is the IRS calling. Like, you owe $42 billion in debt.
And we know you're in Texas.
And we know you're it comes into my voice saying Texas. I can't. Anyways, Cal the goldfish died. Rest in peace.
Cassidy, you want a new goldfish?
I was actually like, I know that I'm a psychopath, but I was like really upset that the fish died. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I know they don't have a long lifespan. Yeah, you weren't. Asshole. Anyways, Garcelle, she tells the boys the goldfish died, and she asks them also, her sons, like, how would you feel if I got married? And like, one of them was like, you know, like, I wouldn't care, that's fine. The other was like, I'd be really upset. Like, I don't know why you need to get married. And she tells kind of like a heartfelt story that when the kids were younger, they would be like, you know, when we're with dad, we miss you, and we're with you, we miss dad. So that was kind of like emotional to see, because she is like back in the dating world now. And
fully back in the dating world.
And we find out later
Good for her.
Fully
exactly.
she is. But she did say, you know, if Brad Pitt showed up tomorrow, I'd be out. Like, just y'all know that. Like, we'd leave. I would leave.
I think the son actually said that. I think one of them was like, but you would for like Brad Pitt. And she's like, you know I would.
I'd do anything for Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, that's every person at home. Like, yes, straight men, gay men, straight women, gay women. We're like, yes, Brad Pitt comes knocking on the door. We're out. Then we get to the scene. I literally wrote down Erica and her new Range Rover. Oh my God, she's so poor in a Range Rover.
Oh, poor.
How
honestly,
sad for you.
It's so sad, honestly.
But this is when a little flashback, because she's with Renna and they're like talking whatever, and it does a flashback whenever it says Erica and Garcelle were hanging out, and Garcelle is like, I was at a shop and a salesperson told me that she saw Tom out with a 60-year-old woman, which I'm going to feel very vindicated on this, because this must be Justice Trisha A. Bigelow.
Like it has to be.
Right? Like, who else could it be? And Erica's like, you know, if you're an 81-year-old and you're still out trying to get some pussy, then, like, power to you. I was like, ooh.
Okay. Not even the age of it all, but why is she saying that?
Because she thinks it's, like, badass to be like, oh, yeah. I think
because she's an ice queen. She has no feelings.
She said, hats off to you, player. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But then, of course, Lisa Rinna brings up Amelia and Scott Disick. She's like pretending like, oh my God, I can't believe that she's with a man 20 years older with 3 children, but she low-key loves it.
Oh my God, she loves it. And I was going to say, you know, we have like, you know, Kathy Hilton moment of the week. We had Big Ham Linky moment of the week. I want to do Lisa Rinna's annoying moment of the week. Oh my God, it's raining, guys. Sorry, I just got so scared. It started pouring.
Guys, it's like pouring out of nowhere. It was not supposed to rain today.
It scared the shit out of me.
Like, I thought, oh my God, I was like, if someone's breaking in, we're gonna...
I got so
Do you ever see those TikToks? It's like me if, like, anyone, like, me trying to defend Britney Spears, or, like, me if someone ever touched my dog, and it's like, did you ever touch her? Like, I was, like, picturing us throwing our wine glasses at someone trying to get it and running. Can you imagine?
No, it's just instead rain, so if y'all hear any droplets, sorry, guys, but...
Sorry.
It's now pouring. We'll try to talk over it.
Yeah. Not that we're loud or anything.
No, not at all.
But yes, Lisa Rinna, annoying moment of the week. Very much feel like we could do that.
This was... Because you know there's one every episode.
There was like 4 this episode.
I was going to say there's 4. But the most annoying thing of her this episode was trying to act like she did not want her daughter to date Scott Disick.
And she literally at one...
Sorry.
No. Just at one point when she literally said, oh, you know what, I'm just glad she's in the press for something other than her, like, eating disorder.
Yeah.
I was like, what the... Like, so you're saying from one, like, really hard thing she's gone through to another thing, dating a man who's 20 years old with 3 kids?
And it's just a wild thing to say. Her comparisons this season are off. But there was another moment where she was like, I don't want to bring attention to this, so we're not going to talk about it. She proceeded to talk about it 3 more times in the episode.
Yeah.
She was at a point when they go to, this is skipping ahead a little bit, but they go to the party at the hotel, and she's like, hey guys, I want everyone to come around, and like, should I call him Lord when I meet him? I was like, oh my God,
they literally weren't even talking about anything, and she straight up said, guys, so, if I meet Scott Disick, should I call him Lord? And everyone's like, oh.
That's the annoying moment of the week, is that moment right there, because they weren't even talking about it. At least Erica brought this one up.
On the flip side, I mean, Harry Hamlin's first marriage, or his girlfriend... he was 28 years old, and the woman he was with was like 46, and they had a child together.
None of this actually matters. Like, her dating Scott doesn't matter to me. It's Lisa's annoying attitude of like, oh my god, this is so wild, this is so crazy, I'm like, don't want it, yet all she talked about was this.
I'm with you, it's so freaking annoying, I can't stand it, but I do think it's a little bit of an issue whenever you're a 38-year-old dating a 19-year-old. I think it's different when you're a 30-year-old dating a 50-year-old.
Oh, I agree with you.
When
you're
a teenager, it's like I just think about myself at like 19 years old, and I was still so immature.
Yeah.
Like, I should not have been with someone.
You can't even drink. You can barely vote.
She's closer to Mason Disick's age. Mason is like 12 now. You realize that? Like, that to me, and I haven't watched the season of the Kardashians. My mom, like, randomly got back.
I kind of want to be honest.
My mom randomly was like, I'm going to watch the final season because I feel like we watched so many of them, we fell off for, like, 5 years. I just want to see what the end's like. And she said, because I was talking to her today about it, she was like, I really feel like Scott really wants someone, but he's so scared of getting kicked out of, like, the Kardashian family. Like, he wants anything, like, the only thing he really wants in life is to stay in the Kardashian family.
But what does dating these young girls do for him? Because it was Sophia Richie before.
I think that okay, right? So, like, I don't want to date someone and hang around with their ex's family all the time, right? Whenever you're still a teenager and you're so young, like, you more, like, feel like, oh, well, this is normal, maybe. You can help them, like, feel like shaping them. Oh, this is normal to hang out with my ex's family all the time.
And I'm not saying... Actually, I am kind of saying this. When you're younger, you also are like, oh my god, the Kardashians? Like, right. I want to be around that.
And, like, all my mom has ever taught us is really, let's get famous. Let's do this. So I don't know why it would require...
You're right. That makes sense, and it's weird, and it's all fucked up, but...
That's why my mom said it's sad.
I'm not blaming Amelia, because she's young, and I think impressionable. Who's not when they're 19? But her mom over here acting like it's a problem, but then talking about it all episode is the issue.
Like, if she really, really felt like, oh god, she should not be doing this. She should not even have talked. She should have had one little thing like, look, the truth is she is dating Scott. We're obviously not thrilled. We're going to deal with it as a family.
Because I would date Scott now.
You would?
Just for the fame of it all.
Oh my god. Well, hello, Scott.
But he is pretty hot. He's fucked up, but he's hot.
He always had a great personality.
Yeah.
He just had a bit of an issue.
He was the show. The first couple seasons, like, he was literally what made them popular.
I'm sorry if y'all are Kardashian fans. Scott was the only one. Scott, Khloe, and
Kourtney.
Kris. Well, had personalities, though. Kourtney didn't even have much.
She didn't, but I loved the relationship between Kourtney and Khloe because it was just so, like, fuck with each other. Yeah. And Scott was their other, like, threesome partner.
Yeah.
And they were what made the show.
I agree.
To me, that's why I watched the show was for Khloe,
It was never... Yeah, same. Khloe and Scott were, like...
Yeah, I just love they fucked around all the time.
I mean, I think about... It's me, Todd Craze. All the time. That was, like, golden age of the Kardashians. That was the
so
best.
good. Literally, when they just went between the stores, like... Dash and like the baby one.
Yeah, oh my god.
That was the best.
That's right. Oh, I forgot they had those random little clothing stores. Yes, that was good age. Sorry, we got off a tangent there. But yeah, Lisa Rinna, stop pretending like you're not into it. You are literally obsessed with it, and you're obsessed that your name's in the press, and you're obsessed that your daughter's name's in the press.
Lisa Rinna, annoying moment of the week is that.
We can't stand Rinna. Put that in every week. But okay, so speaking of Rinna and Erica just did a little Christmas shopping, whatever. Kyle does call and say, do you guys want to go have drinks and like dinner tomorrow at this like hotel? And they're like, yes, we're in. So then it goes to Kyle and Mauricio. They're like making a little dinner with Portia. I could not believe how grown up Portia is.
Can you believe I wrote this down because I just didn't even think about this, that Portia's the only kid in the house. So it's literally just them three that eat dinner together. I don't know why I just always assume they just all live together.
I just always assume that like they always come back for dinner. Like
I don't know why.
The 24-year-old, I know like we go home for dinner with our parents every
Never,
night.
No.
Like, no. But they're like making a little dinner, and Kyle's talking about, you know, obviously Portia's had a really hard year with the pandemic. She hasn't even got to go to her new middle school. Like, she's going to have a bat mitzvah soon. And she really struggled when her sister Sophia went to college. Flashback to poor little Portia crying when they dropped her off in
so
DC.
Cute.
And they surprise Portia with Sophia, and Portia just starts screaming, crying.
Screaming.
I literally got emotional. I was like, oh my god, can you, like, imagine, like, you haven't seen your sibling in a while, and then, like, your parent surprises you, and I was like, this is so cute.
I would have been like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I know, like, all right, what's up, bro?
Love my brother to death, but oh, hey.
I just think maybe sister, like, I
think there is a sister. We don't have sisters. Yeah, and, like, being gay, I feel like it's, I don't know, like, maybe, like, if I was a bro, not that my brother's really a bro, but, like, it's just, I don't know if there's, like, a different, like, energy that, like, two sisters have or two brothers, but it's, like, when you're the opposite sex, and I'm gay, so it's, like, we're into different things.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, my brother and I, we hang out, we travel.
That's the
it's
thing,
great.
like,
I just can't imagine crying over it.
Yeah.
I think when we were younger, we just fought so much.
Oh, did you? See,
Yeah.
my brother never fought. We always got along great. So I think I would be happy if he came back from school. I was kind of sad when he went away to school.
Yeah.
But,
It's
yeah.
like it really is, like, especially growing up, like, that's a defining moment. It's like, oh, now I'm the only one at home.
Yeah.
And also just like, oh, life's changing.
Right.
That's weird. Yeah.
I'm seeing pictures of my brother on Facebook. Like, this is weird as hell. He's
Yeah.
an adult out doing things.
Yeah, like, that's so weird to think of because it's like, oh, we're not just in our house? Cool.
I'm like, what? I'm just a little baby. Guys, and then we move on to Dorit with the painting of herself in her house. You know, I sent it to, I think I tweeted it and Chase sent it to me. He was like, oh my God, dying at this moment. Because it literally was Luann in Miami, like,
yeah.
wow, amazing. When she looked at the poster of herself for the
She was literally like, oh, I think it's just so weird when people have these, like, portraits of themselves in the house. But she's like, but here it is.
But it looks amazing and it's massive. I was like, all right, go off, Dorit,
and
go off.
That led me to say, where the fuck has Dorit been in this season?
Chase did text me that.
I'm not saying, like, Dorit hasn't been in the show, but what has she actually contributed and also even really said? That was the first time we saw her this episode, and that's towards the end.
Yeah.
And all it was her revealing a portrait of herself, and then they cut away. Like, it wasn't a scene.
Honestly, she's been really, like, and this is gonna sound bad because we're like, where has she been? Like, boring yawn. Like, she's been really level-headed and kind of a voice of reason, which is, like, so, like you say, like, it's like, okay, well, what's she bringing then, right?
It's not even that. Like, I like a voice of reason. I like a level-headed thing, but she just has nothing, like, going on. Like, even level-headed people can be like, I'm going to insert myself and say, you should calm down.
Yeah.
But she's just kind of just...
You're right.
Been there.
You're right.
I'm not saying she's not bringing the look. She's bringing Dorit.
I mean...
But she's not really there.
Speaking of, I mean, the next scene, Sutton comes in. They go to this dinner the next night. Sutton in the dumbest bow outfit of it. I hated it.
I hated it. No.
I could see Christian.
I love Dorit's Louis Vuitton outfit.
Yes. Oh my God. That look, like her hair was middle parted, long braid, Louis Vuitton jacket and dress and boots. And I was just like, oh.
Still don't know where she gets the money, but I love it.
Still makes no sense.
Honestly, next con that's going to come out. But I feel like Dorit and PK aren't actually stealing from, like, people that need it. I feel like they're stealing from the rich, and I respect that.
Well, we always get into this debate, right? So I'll always be like, oh my God, like, I think Dorit and PK, like, there's no way they have that money. They have to be scamming something. And my fiance, Jules, he's British, and he's like, you don't understand. PK was a huge deal in the UK. He was literally Lord Sugar's right-hand man. Like, you know, when Trump did The Apprentice, Lord Sugar is the, like equal of that. He's like, I know it's such
Lord Sugar.
Well, his name was like something Sugar, and then he was like dubbed a lord, like, by the Queen. So everyone calls him Lord Sugar. I know that sounds insane, but he's like super. So I take
wealthy. This is a really true story. I believe it. Yeah,
a true story. But like, you know how Trump
Mr.
on
Sugar's
The Apprentice
told me.
Shut up. You know how The Apprentice, like, Trump had his kids or whatever as his advisors. Like, one of Lord Sugar's advisors was PK. So, like, he's like, you don't understand. He was, like, super wealthy, and he was, like, a big deal. And, like, people knew who PK was one of the lads about London. And I'm just like, all right, bro, whatever.
See, I don't believe that PK is broke. I believe that they're living beyond their means.
Right.
And I say this because, remember, I feel like I brought this up before, but, like, there have been, like, articles and stuff where they don't own their houses.
Yeah.
Like, some random guy, I think his business partner
like an LLC.
owns it, and then that's why they move and are always trying to sell their houses because, like, I feel like the person that they, like, are in business with, and business as in quotations because I don't think they're putting any money down, is like, oh, if it's featured on the show, we would sell it more or sell it for more.
You're probably right. I mean, Jules isn't always.
But that doesn't mean, like, they're poor. That just means they're willing to, like, do whatever for, like, money.
To, like, keep up appearances.
Yeah. Which,
who knows? Maybe one day we will know. Who knows?
And maybe one day we'll find out they're worth majillions of dollars.
What if one of them won the lottery and they just never wanted to, like, bring it up? Like, that's how they made their money.
That's like my dream.
Because literally the only person PK manages is Butcher. Okay, whatever. We don't know. Maybe one day it'll come out. We don't know. Moving on. This is the scene we already talked about. I have a question for everybody. When I meet Scott Disick for the first time, should I call him Lord? I literally just wrote, Brenna, shut the hell up. So, done.
That's enough of that, yeah.
All the ladies are saying in their confessionals, though, they're like, there's no way they let their daughters date Scott, except Kathy Hilton. She said, as someone with daughters in the public eye, it could be a lot worse.
You're right. It could be a lot worse.
Queen of not being wrong.
Yeah, and just queen of just, like, not being phased.
Yeah, like, she doesn't give a shit.
Like, she's like, she's seen everything.
She's
like, this is new.
With her, and I don't think so.
And also, Kathy's, like, friends with, like, Chris, as Kyle is.
Yeah.
And they're like, don't this is dumb, but like whatever.
Exactly.
But also I feel like that's why Kyle's like, don't do it. You're gonna fuck over the wrong Kardashian. And Hollywood, Chris is probably the most connected person.
Exactly. But Garcelle does say, she's like, I thought that my oldest son Oliver was like lost beyond lost, like with drugs, and he was dealing with a lot. But then he met someone with 3 kids and got her pregnant as well, and it changed his life. But I was just thinking, I think he was a little bit like older, and I don't know. It just like, but I feel like a million.
But I feel like like being like in a going through addiction and like stuff like that like leaves you very vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where she was seeing the connection. Where it was like,
Yeah.
oh well, this girl could have been like, like preying on him because he was in a weak state.
Yeah.
And I want this guy to raise my 3 kids, blah blah. And I think that was what she was trying to. This is me assuming, but that was her connection. Yeah. But then it turned out to be like, oh no, this was the best thing that could ever happen to him. And I was like, I love this moment with Garcelle because she could say something so amazing and be like, I'm telling this vulnerable thing about my family. And then turn to Rena and be like, oh, you could be a grandma of 3 kids.
I love Garcelle's voice when she like says stuff like that too, because it's so like, what? And then it's like, oh my god, yes.
I was like, Garcelle is just so cool is what I wrote. I was like, she's just so cool.
She is. That's a great way to put it.
So cool.
Be cool. Don't be all like uncool.
And Garcelle is
cool.
Cool.
Kyle did also say, like, Mauricio's grandmother didn't like me, but I wrote like a long letter to her saying nobody's gonna love Mauricio like me, and it changed everything. And I thought that was like kind of a cool moment too. I was like, that's so. I guess she had a daughter. And she was like in Hollywood.
Oh, true, yeah.
And like that was just not something Mauricio's family aligned with.
Yeah, always forget Farrah was a previous child.
I always forget it too because Farrah looks like Mauricio to me.
Yeah, like they all like when she looks so much like the sister. So like, do they not? How are they not all related?
Especially Alexia, they look so much alike. That. All right. So then we just gotta. Oh, I guess real quick we'll mention Garcelle's on Bumble. She's got 3 men. Like
3 men.
She's juggling.
Good for her.
Go on, Garcelle. This is when the peeping Thomasina conversation
Peeping
comes.
Thomasina.
I was like typing. I was like Thomasina.
I was like, what is that guy's name? John Cena? Like I was like, was so confused.
You can see
Peeping
me.
Tom Jacina. I was like, what?
Peeping John Cena is the only way I'm gonna hear it now when I rewatch that episode. I mean, Kyle brings up Sutton walking in, and she's like, I was violated. It was uncomfortable, but I don't think it was sexual. Is what Sutton. Well, Crystal says that. It wasn't sexual. I wasn't saying that you were coming in.
Why are we talking about this again? Like, I don't understand. But
I think my only thing with it, right? Like, Kyle has an issue with Crystal using the word violated. Crystal's like Googling violated. She's like, it literally means not respecting someone's boundaries. Why are we... Crystal has already talked about her body image and the problems that she's had. Is this the point you're going to come back to?
Yes.
Why the hell are we shaming Crystal, feeling like she's done something wrong and the other ladies are laughing about it? Why are we not taking it more seriously?
So that's exactly why I was like, let's highlight that moment.
Okay.
Because, and they don't even talk about it in this scene, but I think that's for Crystal the underlying issue here, or the underlying theme. She's uncomfortable in this moment because she felt violated because she only thinks about her body. And she only worries about body image, and like she struggles with that. She's overcome it, but it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
And for someone to casually walk in and just see you naked in your most vulnerable state, with your body being your most vulnerable aspect of yourself, like, that's why she feels violated.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying Crystal is wording it necessarily right, because it has came off a little like Sutton was like doing it maliciously or something, and I don't think she was. I think she was just awkward, and Sutton's very fucking awkward, so it's like it's hard to really do it. But that doesn't diminish the fact that Crystal felt violated,
and nobody's acknowledging
and that's my problem with it. It's like, y'all can say, hey, Sutton didn't do this on purpose, but I hear what you mean.
Exactly.
That's it.
And that's the huge thing with it. And Sutton's like, you don't want me getting angry. Like, and Crystal's like, you moved a long time ago. Stop blaming that.
Crystal's not fazed by Sutton's bullshit, or any of the girls' bullshit for that matter.
No. It's completely... It's just the fact of the matter is, like you just said, and like we just went there, it literally feels like these people are diminishing Crystal and her feelings.
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah.
And they're making a joke out of it. They're being like, don't say violated. All right. And Sutton's like, I'm not going to sit here and let you make it like I'm some weirdo and that I was trying to do this, and that. And Dorit even says in her interviews, like, I feel like Crystal's changing her story a little bit. And I wish that Dorit would have taken a step back and been like, well, maybe because she's kind of being pressured into changing.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. In that moment, she's like, I'm just going to, like, keep the peace and be like, okay, I'm done. that doesn't mean that she doesn't still feel that way.
Exactly.
And again, I think Crystal could be like, oh, not that she has to them, but like in her own self, be like, okay, she didn't mean it. But that, again, that doesn't take away that I felt violated.
Exactly.
And also, someone that has body image issues and food issues is gonna feel self-conscious
like,
about their body.
No matter
How can they
what,
not make that connection?
No matter what, you meet someone a couple times and they come in and see you naked, you're gonna feel like weird as shit.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with underlying things.
Yeah.
Which I think most people deal with, like, body issues in some element, whether you
So how can you not somewhat relate?
Exactly.
She has it on an extreme, so imagine that. On an extreme,
exactly.
Feel what she's feeling whenever she feels violated. Like,
exactly.
I just don't get it. I think this is been drawn out way too long.
Yeah.
I think no one's wrong, really. That's the weird thing.
I'm going Sutton's wrong.
You think? Okay.
I think it could have been wrapped up earlier if Sutton had just.
Well, she does keep it going.
Look, I really because it's the fact that they went in, made up last week, and then Sutton came out and started bringing it up again.
Very
so it's
true.
like, yeah, I think that we're not moving on from this anytime soon. But I did want to throw in. I wanted to save this for last, the Queen Kathy moment of the week. We had to bring this up. Chase watched the episode before me. He said it to me immediately. I was like, this is amazing. Whenever Kathy is talking about. Like I came on the trip with, I had my sister, and I had, like, this person I knew, and, the little English girl over here.
My little English girl.
Dorit's name.
And also thought she was English.
And she's like, I'm not English. And then
I'm from Connecticut.
Erica's like, she's from Connecticut. And I was like, oh my God, iconic.
And Kathy was like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's like, I wish Kathy would have done this. Then why do you speak like that? Like,
that's what she wanted to do.
Yes, I wish she would have done that so bad.
But instead, Kathy's not bothered, so she just moves right on.
Yeah, she's like, okay.
But that was my favorite my little English girl over here.
That was iconic, best moment of the episode.
And the fact that I thought Dorit would, like, relish in that moment, but, well,
Dorit was just like, I'm not English. I was like, oh Lord. But that was this week's episode, and I think my trailer cut off. You need to confirm or deny it if you saw the full trailer.
I don't know if I saw it, okay.
There was a little part that did look like whenever Harry Hamlin's doing a barbecue for all the ladies, and it looks like Kyle maybe brings up the Scott Disick stuff, and I think, I could be totally wrong, by the way, because it cut off right at this moment. It looks like Harry Hamlin gets mad that they're talking about it, and, like, doesn't want to talk about it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't remember seeing that, because it was like, at that point, I just went like,
yeah.
I was just still laughing at the Kathy thing, and I think I was sending it to you, so I think I lost the trailer.
That's what it looks like. So, I could be wrong. Y'all let me know.
But they were at a barbecue, and that's leather pants is next episode.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, it is time for Chase 2.
Guys, I gotta say it again, as I do every week. If you have a second, please leave us 5 stars. It's the only way you can show appreciation, support, and, help our little podcast, get some notoriety.
$1,000.
Okay, well, that is a way, and I would like that too.
Just kidding.
So if you have that's also a donation you can make to us, and we can buy more props.
DM me for my Venmo account. Just kidding. But yes, please rate us 5 stars if you enjoy.
Yeah, it's the only way you can help our little podcast get noticed. So if you leave a 5-star review and leave us a review, we would love to read them on the podcast. And yeah.
Yes. On that note, it's good being back. We will be doing this.
Yeah. Back on our, what have we been calling it? Something Clubhouse. I already forgot. We said at the beginning of the episode. We'll come up with a name.
Send in
Cheers
suggestions.
to that.
Cheers.